Heyo, and welcome back to here. Last time I was teaching y'all how the new advanced SDK features work and more or less how to do it yourself. This time we're going to update my private avatar and then we're going to make a couple of public anime avatars or e-girl avatars, however you want to preface it. But before we get into anything else, let me preface that those avatars in particular, any not safe for work elements or features won't be enabled or shown, as some of those avatars are intended for, lewd activities is their original purpose, which isn't something that I cared too much for or really want to upload on a massive loop. So while some of the avatars may be a little sexual, we are going to fully abide by, YouTube and massive loops terms of service, so things are going to be teen friendly. But this is less of a tutorial like the last video and kind of more of a ride along while I explain what I'm doing and why. So it's going to be a little longer. But anyway, sorry that this one was delayed. My index controller's not being too reliable, which is why there are no VR portions to this video and why it's also just a one-shot. Um, but yeah, my GPU also kept crashing during recording and editing, among other issues. So I went out, got a new GPU, got some more RAM, which unfortunately not all of the RAM worked. So after a few days of debugging, along with learning a couple more things about the creation process and sorting out the avatars so they don't just immediately explode. But yeah, so all of that said, let's get into things. We're not going to go through the website. I've already talked about, how you actually go through the process of making it so you can upload your avatar to their servers. We've already done that for these, so we're just not going to show that. But the three avatars that we're going to work on are already technically uploaded to Massive Loop's main server, but we're going to do all of the actual work for them here. And when I say all of the actual work, I mean all of the actual work. That's why I said this is going to be a little long. But let's just jump right into the avatar. So we're going to start with mine. So my personal avatar, we've done a couple of updates to. The version that we're working with is about 2.5 years old. So there's some things that are missing from my main version that you normally see me wearing. But I've added a bunch of stuff, and this is going to be the version that I'm going to be working on from now on instead of that other one, since this one's a little more simplistic in the sense of a lot less scripts, a lot less going on, a lot less to break. So I did have to spend a lot of time working on it and a lot of time making sure that, it's going to work. And so far, I think it does. But we've added some more pins. We've modified some of the existing pins. We added more pins over here, which let's just grab one of these. We've got leadership, staff, and then some other pins. But yeah, so nothing too crazy. They all should be parented properly to the ears and all that, but we're just going to have to wait and see. Now, the eyes were a big problem. One of the reasons that I wasn't using this avatar for so long is because the shader kept breaking and it wasn't great for anybody else in the world. But thankfully, thanks to Massive Loop staff team, they fixed the shader, sent it to me, and I'm finally putting it on the model. But these are the fixed eye shaders that they sent over. Now we've got a lot of stuff that we need to add. We don't have pre-made animations for most of this, so we're gonna have to do a lot of work, especially when it comes to ML bone dynamics and the animators slash parameters. So we're just gonna start going into things, but first let's save to be safe. We're gonna go straight to the head, specifically hair. And let's also check the ears. Ears first. Ba-dum. Now, I don't want to use dynamic bones. We have ML bone dynamics, but I do want to keep these values. These values are still very useful. So we're just going to remove that. We're going to put on root ears ML bone dynamics. We're gonna create a extra root. I believe these ears have the exact same value. Let me just double check. Oh, they don't. They have two different values. That's kind of weird, but we'll work with it. So for the first one, since this is set to root ears, okay, kind of funky. So we're gonna make you this guy. Oh, no. Let's do this actually. Because of the way that it was set up, we might as well just stick to it. So we'll put ears 1 here. And then for this, we're gonna keep that at, we're gonna move it up to 538. I do have the screenshot pulled up, which I would recommend literally anyone to do. There are curve values as well, which I'm not great with curves, but we'll try to make that work. 0.0005. And how the hell is that radius gonna work? We do have exclusions, but I don't know what the exclusions were on this one. Ears L transform. We want to go back. We definitely want to go back. So if we're encountering something like that, that means there's going to be an exclusion here, which is going to tell us that, why is it only excluding that side? Okay. We're gonna ignore that and we're gonna move on because that's not gonna cause a problem anywhere. That's so strange. Anyway, ML bone dynamics, ears 1, root, and then we'll redo all of this. We're not gonna mess with the curves. You can if you want to, but I don't think that's gonna do too much for this avatar. 681, and then inert is 0.081, and then radius is 0.0000. Is that 3 zeros? 3 zeros, and then a 5. And then we're not gonna mess with exclusions, we'll just leave it be. And then we should be good on that one. We don't need to change anything else, I don't believe. As long as that root is set, all of this should work as intended. So then we're gonna do the same thing over here. Now this guy's a little bit different. I'm gonna be real, I don't know why this one's different, even though I'm probably the one who did this. We're gonna change that. Let's pull up snipping tool. Gonna go 538, and then 0.1. That's for elasticity, yeah. And then stiffness is 681. 681. Now these values you of course don't have to follow. These are just the values that were already set up for my hair, which means I know that they're gonna be good values, at least for this model. Now when it comes to the actual disturbs and all that, we're not gonna mess with that. I don't care to mess with that. So everything else on here should be good. Let's grab this guy. I forgot that we had this component. There's a lot of dynamic bones to this avatar. A lot of this is going to just be the dynamic bones. 608. We're going to keep the elasticity on this guy to 0. Stiffness 0.1. Inert goes up to 124. And then radius is 0.0002. There are a lot of disturbs for this one. We're not going to mess with it. We're not going to mess with the... Ooh, we might. -1e-05. We might as well, right? It's what it says, so we'll stick with it. ML bone dynamics and dynamic bones are almost a one-to-one. I don't want to use dynamic bones when I have ML bone dynamics. I don't think dynamic bones is going to work if I used it, so we're just going to stick with what I know for sure works. So now that that's all set up, let's save real quick in case it does crash because my Unity's not nice. That's just about everything. We'll have to, everything for the hair anyway. We'll have to touch the head. Let's see, hair. Hair is set to dynamic bones, so we're gonna take snip. And then we're gonna take a little picture. Alright, so hair, remove component, ML bone, hair. Good, and then from there, let's look at the settings. Dampening is going to be 354, elasticity 0.1, and then stiffness is high as hell. Holy shit, 873. Radius is also enabled, but I'm not sure why it's enabled in this case. We're going to just follow through with it. And that looks to be everything in regards to the hair. Now, if you want to be a little more detailed, you can go to the individual, like, pieces of the hair, but I'm pretty sure the way that I set up or had the hair set up, all of it should be connected through the root. So we should be good here. Now, the only other dynamic bone that I have to mess with that isn't a toy or like something fun is going to be in the tail. So for the tail, let's take another screenshot of this guy. Gonna remove component, add component, and then we're gonna take the root of the tail, make it root for this guy. No, there we go. It's not popping up right. We shouldn't have to go through and do all of those. Yeah, we won't need to do that. We should be good just with that, but let me double check real quick. All of the roots look fine. Some models are gonna have some weird dynamic bone structures, and you never know for sure. So in this case, now that we know the model is gonna be okay, we'll keep that extra transform. There's no real reason to throw it out the window. So we'll change dampening to 522. We're gonna change our elasticity. No, we'll keep elasticity, then we'll change stiffness to 581. And then from radius, we go 0.0005. There's the radius. That might be a little much. Basically, that's right. So the way that radius works, if I wanted to do a disturb on this, so I don't really need to mess with this. I think we're gonna keep this relatively similar to how it is here on the screenshot I've got. Now, I don't like messing with the disturbs too much, but granted, it is gonna net you some positives, especially in a circumstance like the tail. So hopefully this is good enough. I think it is. It looks fine. Now, granted, this is definitely where I'm gonna want to be messing with disturbs a little bit more, but I think this is gonna work for now, so we're gonna just leave that. So from there, we have a couple other things that we can mess with in terms of dynamic bones. Let's grab the duster, feather duster. So, this one doesn't have any special settings. So we'll just plop ML Bone Dynamics on it. It definitely should have special settings. So the fact that it doesn't is obviously a lie. Yeah. Yeah, looking at it, there's supposed to be more here. But when it comes to something like this, to be entirely fair, I'm not going to use the feather duster too much, but you get the basic concept of how that's going to work. So for now, we're going to leave that be. It might work, it might not. You can kind of just, if you want it to act differently, you can change the radius's size, you can, change dampening, elasticity, all of that. And then I think everything else, there is this thing, but I think, there it is. Yeah, this guy also doesn't use any special components by the look of it, so we'll just slap that on and leave it be. Let's see. Alright, that's going to be everything in terms of dynamic bones. We will need to mess with these later on because the radius is way too big on some of these. But for now, that's good. So next, where is the emote menu? And the controller. We're not going to need our animator controller, so we will yeet that in a moment. It'll make us one in a minute when we go to the animation side, but for now this is fine. Animator controller not required. We don't have an animator controller. Sometimes Unity is confusing. So next we're going to go to the emote controller, and we've got a lot of emotes to make. We have a lot to make. So real quick, let's just see. We're going to have to combine the toggle for a few of these looking at it. Okay, let's make some parameters. We're going to use bools. For this one, we'll just start with the made duster. Made, let's use lowercase, made underscore duster. And then let's triple verify everything. We don't need to check that. That should be good. Everything there looks good. So made duster and then banhammer. We're not going to do a space. Fuck. We might as well do a space. And then monster subs. I don't know why that's called monster subs, but it's just a monster can. And then we will grab. I would like to add the cigar one, but that's going to be a little weird. We're just going to call it cigar. And then there is a collar on the model. We might as well add it. So we'll put that on the list. I know the capitalization on this is kind of funky. We'll just make it all lowercase for sake of sanity. Okay, so we're gonna call this next one body pillow 1, body pillow 2, and that's because these two things that have funky names are body pillows. I'm gonna call this one horse, and then we're gonna call this one Nep Katana because it's a hyperdimension Neptunia Katana. Okay, and then from there we have more. We have bro, which to be fair, bro is a shirt. We have edgy pants, which are pants. If I'm gonna put a, might as well do that. And then we have glasses. Hammer. Come on, hammer. We have Hapu. We have jersey shorts. We have sickle. We have socks. We have suit. We also have top. We have Volca, which is just vodka. This one might be the untextured one. I'm not sure. Come on. Volca. And then after Volca, the rest of these are audio bytes, which while technically I should be able to play on command, uh, I don't know for sure if I can set that up properly. So we're gonna leave all of the audio clips out of it for right now. Now things like emojis with particle systems, technically I can do that. But I think for the sake of, because we still have more to do, we're gonna leave these guys out. But audio clips and something like, say, your own custom emoji, um, it's relatively similar concepts to the rest of how you do toggles. There's just a little bit more in terms of, like, you're putting force out for the animation of whatever you're, emoting. Like if it's a literal emote, if it's an animation or something else like that, like a physical animation, like Gangnam Style, um, it's the same toggle system. But now that we have basically everything here, I don't think we missed anything. Now, granted, there's quite a few things here, so we may be missing something. But if we are, we'll come back to it. So now that we have our massive, just fucking insanely huge list of things, we're probably going to have to come back to this a few times for reference. But we're not going to set the parameters up the same way, or rather, we're not going to set up the layers the same way that Massive Loop does theirs. It's too advanced for me. I'm a caveman. So the next big thing, gonna make some layers. But while saying that, let me take a snip of this. I'd also recommend doing this if you're working with a lot of a lot of components on an avatar. So first layer, let's make it made duster. And then ban hammer, and then monster underscore subs. I don't know why it's called monster subs. I should have renamed it. That's a funky name. Collar, and then body pillow, body pillow 2, and then horse, and then nep katana bro edgy underscore pants, glasses, hammer, hapu, jersey. Oh, I lost it. Jersey underscore shorts. No underscore. Jersey shorts. I did not mean to just make a bunch. I know I did. Sickle. Socks. Holy shit, how many more do we have? 3 more. 1, 2, 3. That was not 3. That is 3. So from socks, we have suit. And then from suit, we have top. And then from top, we have Volca. Now, one of the most important things here, Like, when I say one of the most important things, I mean like super important. See this button? Put that to 1, please, or else it doesn't work. So we've got to do that for all of these guys. Since we're using bools, if in general, if your weight's not 1, it's not going to work. So with all of that said, our task of setting everything to weight 1 has begun, and I hate it. Now we might be able to save some time with this avatar. I think we may have some of these animations already completed. If that's the case, we're going to use the ones that we already have, and then we'll make new ones for the ones that we don't. So if we do have animations, none in there. None of those are for us. Now this one's probably a proper toggle for the Neb sword, but we can check. Is it? It's a proper toggle on, but I don't see a toggle off. So while we have that, I think we're gonna have to make a new one. There should be another one in here somewhere. There is definitely some presets, animations. Here they are. Let's see. We're gonna have to be careful what buttons we press. I see some funky names. So these are all off. None of these are... One of these is on. Suit on. Where's suit off? How weird. I don't know why this is structured like this, but we're gonna have to redo the animations for I think all of them, which is not great. That's a lot. So as much as I want to show the other models off, we might just have to focus on this one for the rest of the video. Let's see. So now that we have all of this set up, we're gonna have to mess with a few things. We don't need exit. We also don't need any state. We only need entry. But we still have more to do outside of this. So let's go to the emote menu. This big ol' thing here. Let's see. Exercise, dance, celebration. So we need ourselves a new submenu. For this submenu, let's do clothing. We'll just make the icon a celebration. And then we're gonna need a few more. I think we need 3. So clothing is gonna work for 1, 2. Shit. We're gonna need 2 for clothing. So clothing, and then we're just gonna do clothing 2. More clothing. Celebration. And then for this one, we're gonna call it 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. We're gonna need another one, so we're gonna call this one toys. And then we're gonna call this one we're just gonna call this one MISC. I think we're all good there. So, looking at all of that, we're gonna have to add more, a lot more, but we still have to do the animations. So, first, let's get the inputs done, just so I don't go crazy. Screenshot. For clothing, oh wait, we do have a MISC submenu. So we're gonna call this one random. So for clothing, Let's see. We're gonna call this one suit because that's the main one that I wear. We're not gonna give it an icon. Now for suit, the parameter name is just suit. It is a bool, and for bools the values need to be true, so check that. And then after suit, let's go ahead and grab top. We're just gonna leave it blank, and then this one is also just straight up called top. Okay, so for the next one, let's grab edgy pants. And then this one is straight up just edgy pants. Is it EDGY? Yeah, EDGY underscore pants. Alright, so we have top, edgy pants, and then we can fit up to 8. So let's get 2 more for sure. So after that one, let's grab jersey shorts. So jersey shorts. And then the parameter name is also just jersey shorts for me, so that works. Jersey shorts. Bool value is true. And then from there, I think we'll take the next piece would be what's titled bro, which is basically just a jacket. So we'll do the same thing. And then that should be 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8. So now we have suit, top, edgy pants, jersey shorts, bro. And then we'll also grab socks. Socks is just socks, and then bool, and then true, and then we'll grab a hapu, and then hapu, bool, value true, and then name for the next one should be hapu, jersey shorts, socks, suit, top. So I believe the next one's probably collar. I think so. And then bool, true, and then for more clothing, we're gonna add, I think we only need to do one, which is glasses. Bool, true. Is that all of them? Let's double check. We do have cigar. We'll put cigar on here, but I don't think we'll do cigar because the cigar is going to be a little funky to get right, especially animation wise. It'd be a little weird. So that should be good for clothing. Next up, we're going to have toys. There's a few in here. Random, there are 2 random things, which are the body pillows. So body pillow 1, body pillow 1. I spelled both of those right, yep. And then bool, and then true, and then body pillow 2. That's too many eyes. Body pillow 2, and then bool, and then value is true. Body pillow, body pillow. Okay, so that would make random sorted, I believe. So next we'll go back up to toys. The first one that we'll throw onto the list. We'll just throw Nep Katana on as first, why not? Katana, bool, true, Nep Katana, true, and then for the next one should be We'll just make the next one hammer because why not? Hammer, hammer, bool value is true. And then from there, let's go for sickle. Because having a hammer and a sickle right after each other is always a great idea and doesn't lead to any kind of disaster. I love you. I hear you cackling. Let's see. What else? We've got hammer, sickle. So then, obviously, the next choice is Volca, which is not vodka. Volca, bull, true. And then what does that leave us with? Maid Duster, I think. Oh, and Banhammer and Monster. I was forgetting a few. We'll go for I don't know, Maid Duster. Maid Duster's next. I didn't need to put the underscore there, but of course I did because I'm fucking stupid. Bull, true. And then from there, the next two were monster subs, underscore subs. The funny thing is this process is going to be repeated by so many other people. This is how long creation generally takes. I know the video has been going on for almost 40 minutes now. This is how long it takes to make an avatar. And this is with some prep involved as well. So, monster subs, the next one would be Banhammer. I need to fix the Banhammer textures. The Banhammer textures are currently not how they should be. But that's okay. So, looking at it, we have... Let's go from the top down. We have suit, top, edgy pants, jersey shorts, bro, socks, hapu, collar, more clothing, glasses, cigar, toys, nepkana, hammer, sickle, Volca, Maid Duster, monster subs, Banhammer, wait. Okay, I misread that. So... Am I missing anything? I don't know why, but it feels like I am. Maid Duster, Volca, sickle, hammer. I have to be. I am. I know what I'm missing. Add one more. Horse. I think it's just titled horse. Yeah. And then bool, and then true. And that should be everything. Looking on my right, body pillow 1, 2, suit, top, Volca. Random is body 1, 2. Okay. So I know I have cigar titled in there. That's what this looks like. I might add it, I might not. It's kind of a pain. So now that that's all set up in the emote menu, once we have the animation set and everything actually set up, then we could use this in game. So as long as I didn't make any spelling mistakes anywhere, classes, all of these toggles should work in game at once the animations are assigned. So after that, now that everything in here is basically done, I think we forgot a crucial aspect early on. We didn't actually do our inspector, so we might as well just do that real quick. For blinks, I think this one is set to... Yeah, I think this one's set to blend shapes for blinking. It could very well be bones, but we're gonna just say that it's blend shape. If it is a bone, we'll go back to it in the future. So for left eye, which one of these is right? Okay, so that's gonna be the right one. So we're gonna go back to here, left eye, right eye, set these guys right. We may have to go to the end transform, but I doubt it. So we're not gonna mess with any of this stuff. I'm not too worried about fixation. Mouth properties, I always use Visemes. Now granted, not everybody's got Visemes. Sometimes you'll have just your jawbone. Now in this case, we have SIL, we have PP, we have FF, so we can do all of the, standard, basically what Visemes do whenever you make one of these sounds or one of these syllables. When you enunciate it, it makes your mouth move in a certain way. So we're gonna set all that up. CH, SS, NN, RR, AA, E, IH, O, is this 08? Yeah, OH, and then OU. So that's pretty much all you have to do for the Visemes part. Now fixation's funky. I don't care for fixation too much in the sense of, it's not that I don't think it's cool, I just don't use it. I like the kind of blind stare. So when it comes to something like the hand controller, you can add transitions and so on to, like, say you make a finger point or what have you, but I don't personally trust myself not to accidentally toggle stuff, so I just don't mess with that. Now that everything else is pretty much set up, there's two things left to do. Well, there's more than two things, I lied. We'll go here. So we're gonna have to have animations for all of these guys to turn them off and on. So we'll take Made Duster for an example. You see how it's set to, we have three things: exit, any state, entry. Now, we're gonna have to do this for all of them. We're gonna have to do a lot for all of them. But the way that these guys are set up, I guess, could kind of give you an example in a way. But we're gonna have to put in the animations, and then we're gonna have to put in the transitions, and I'll show you all of it. It's a lot. But first, let's see what animations we have. Not useful. That's not going to be for us. These are not mostly for us. Something like this is useful, so I can use this as an example. So collar off, collar on. So from here, basically, we don't need to mess with that. Yeah, that's right. So from here, if I am remembering correctly, we go make transition, bop, make transition, bop. We shouldn't have to do anything between the two in the sense of like clicking on these guys, but this is where it gets kind of interesting. So we're gonna pop open the settings. Has exit time, we're gonna turn that off. Now let me double check real quick that this is set right. That is not. So the reason for having no transition duration is because it can look a little funky if you have a delay. After that, I believe conditions. This condition is gonna have to be color. And then for this side, since it's facing down, it needs to be true. But when we go over here, we're gonna have to do the same thing. Has exit time off, 0. Come down to conditions, go down to color, and then set to false. Basically, the true state is it's off by default currently. So when you change that to this guy, when you toggle it, you're toggling it on, so it's true, and then when you're toggling it off, it's false. So now this should work. Granted, it's not wanting to pop up in the little diagram here, but this is it should work. But yeah, that's more or less that. I can't think of anything else in particular that like has to be said. Um, I don't know why it's not showing up the collar on the preview, but it'll work, so I'm not too worried about it, I guess. So let's see what else we got. All of these ones kind of suck. There's that's the only one that's off or on. So we have a picture of everything that we need to do. So we might as well start doing the animation side of things. So for the made duster, let's create a new clip. We're going to call it made off. And we'll put it in not Nekosan presets, we'll put it assets, animations made off. So for this one, we're going to go to add property. There you go. Come on. And then you got this. Now for made duster, where art thou? This is for my main armature. Made duster is in armature, hips, and it's way down in left wrist. So we're gonna go spine, chest, left shoulder, left arm, left elbow, left wrist. Made duster FBX, game object is active. And then this is for off. The made duster is off. And if memory serves, I believe we keep it off the entire time for this clip. Create new clip, made on, same deal. I don't like that Unity's doing that. That's not a massive loop problem. That is Unity just being Unity. So same deal, armature, so on, spine, chest, and then it was left shoulder, left arm, left elbow, left wrist, and then made duster FBX, game object is active, we're gonna turn that on, and now this motherfucker is on. So we have a new clip. We're gonna go to our layer. Let's save real quick. We're gonna go to our layer here, emote controller, and then we're gonna go down to made duster. From there, let's go to animations, made off, made on. Good, good. Make transition, ooga booga. The transitions are good. So let's change exit time. Let's do this. Conditions. This one is a made duster. This one needs to be true. This one needs to be false. Correct? Yeah. Wait, where'd you go? No, come back. I was using that. I was using that. Where'd it go? There's my preview. What? That's so weird. I don't know why it's doing that, but it works. That was so weird. Oh, I see. I'm getting an error too. That's okay. We can live with that. Onward to the next thing, I guess. Bad hammer. Bad hammer is in the exact same head, so let's just say fuck it. Ban hammer off. Can I just drag the ban hammer? No. I can't just do that. That'd be too simple for Unity. Armature, hips, Spine, chest, left shoulder, left arm, left elbow, left wrist, band hammer. Game object is active. Game object is not active now. So let's go create new clip, band hammer, on. I feel like I'm gonna go crazy by the end of this video, and this is gonna be a very long video. This is probably gonna be the longest video I've ever done on Unity. That scares me. So we're gonna go to spine, chest, left shoulder, left arm, left elbow, left wrist, band hammer. Game object is active. We're gonna set that to active. We're gonna set that to active. Okay, band hammer is now set up properly as an animation. So now we're gonna go over here, we're gonna take entry, we're gonna go and grab band hammer off, band hammer on. Now we have both of these guys chilling in here. Let's make the transition. One there, one there. Turn this guy off, set this to 0, change the conditions, band hammer, true. Change the condition here, band hammer, false. Change the exit time, change that, and then it should toggle off now. And it should toggle on? Yeah. I believe I set that up right. That looks right. I might have the animation backwards. Off, on. I don't know why, but that feels backwards to me. That just feels... I feel like I have that backwards. But at the same time, I don't think I do. Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Casual off would be casual on. Yeah, so that's right. Okay, I had to look at the reference of the last model that we worked on for a minute because I'm like, is that really right? That doesn't look right. And the more that I'm looking at it, the more I'm like, it may not look right, but that's right. So band hammer's good. Time to do... no, I didn't mean to press that. No. Add property. Why? Let's go create new clip. This one's just going to be called monster off. Dear Lord. We've got to do the same thing with this guy. Spine, chest, left shoulder, left arm, left elbow, left wrist, and then monster, and then this. And then we're going to do the exact same thing. Monster on. And then armature, hips, spine, chest, left shoulder, left arm, left elbow, left wrist, up, on. So now we cry. Monsters on. We'll just keep moving along for now, I think. So that's all of these guys done. I'm not going to do the cigar, I don't think. Well, the cigar is not going to be that bad. Oh yeah, that's right. I can just click on it and start animating a clip. I'm fucking dumb. So we're going to call this one cigar off. Oh wait, no, that doesn't matter. Oh yeah, it does. That does. Wait. Wait, what? Wait a minute, is this the fire? No, that's right. Wait. That's kind of confusing. We're gonna create a new clip. We're gonna call it cigar. No. What I do? What happened here? Oh, I see. Let's fix this. I'm gonna click on you, create new clip, replace. That's better. Don't do that. So cigar is where? Where is cigar? Cigar is under neck. So armature, hips, spine. Oh wait. Yeah, spine, chest, neck, and then is it in head? Yeah, cigar, fire, game object is active. Since that's cigar off, we've got to do the same thing for cigar on. And then we've got to do the same thing for this guy. And then cigar, ba-ba-bum, 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 on. And then we might as well throw some particles into the mix as well. Yeah, particle system down here. Basically what the particle system does is it acts as smoke. So particles, particle system, and then game object is active. Yes. Yes. So now whenever the cigar is on, it's basically going to have a little smoke trail. I hear a dog barking. He should not be barking. That's okay though. So we have cigar done. Let's go ahead and keep on going. I don't know why he's barking. We didn't mean to click on add property. So next we need to head over and did we do collar? We did do collar already. So let's do body pillow 1 off. This one's all in the right shoulder, so that's kind of a little annoying. So basically it's the same exact process that we've been doing, except this time we're going to be taking the right shoulder instead. Go all the way down to wrist. We're going to take the first one, game object is active. We're going to make sure that's not active. And then body pillow 1 on. And then we need to do the exact same thing again. And then we're going to be doing this a few times. So let us see. Armature, hips, spine, chest, right shoulder, right arm, right elbow, right wrist. Ba-ba-ba-bum. And it's on. Alright, so that one works, and we'll have to do the exact same thing with the other ones as well. So we'll do body pillow 2 off. Same exact deal, same exact place. Gotta wait for Unity to do its thing. We're gonna go to armature. Once we're done with all of the ones that are physically connected to the model like this, it'll be a lot easier. So now we go to spine again, chest, right shoulder, right arm, right elbow, right wrist. And then we take body pillow 2 is active. Okay, that's off. So now body pillow 2 on. We're gonna I hear puppies being loud. Let's add a new property. hips, spine, chest, right shoulder, right arm, right elbow, right wrist, and then on, and then both are now on. So the body pillow's good. That leaves two more things. I'm gonna do horse. I accidentally set horse to just horse, but we'll remember that horse is off and then the other one is on. So same exact deal, same exact place. We'll navigate all the way back down to right shoulder, arm, elbow, wrist. Gonna go to the FBX, object is active. Okay, so that's now set to off, so horse on. Then we need to do the same deal again, and we repeat this process 3 more times, and then the rest of it's fairly simple. So from here, same deal. Chest, right shoulder, right arm, right elbow, bum. This guy, on, and now that's done. So next one is Nep Katana off. Same exact location, which is starting to feel a little like insanity. Armature, hips, spine, chest, neck, not neck, right shoulder, right arm, right elbow, right wrist, katana, and then game object is set to not active. So then we do the same thing, Nep Katana on. We only have to do a little bit more and then we're free from this hell. So next, hips, fuck, spine, chest, right shoulder, right arm, right elbow, right wrist. I'm going crazy. Game object on, and then on. So now we have ourselves a working sword. So next we need to do the animations for all of the clothing. So bro off. For bro off, this is going to be so much easier. I don't know, baby. The puppy's probably just being a puppy. So we're going to turn bro off and then bro on. This one's so much simpler since the way that these are attached requires a lot less actual manual effort. So now object on, and now we have ourselves a toggle for our shirt. So next we're going to do edgy pants, add property, active. Oh, I didn't do it. Edgy pants off. I'm dumb. That's okay. Edgy pants on. There we go. There are the pants. Next, we'll do glasses off. Glasses will be very easy as well. We just have to wait for Unity to do its compiling or executing. Glasses, game object. Let's save real quick. Same deal. Glasses on. Alrighty, that's looking good. So next up is hammer. Whoops, I accidentally hit add property. We're not adding any more properties. That would be a mistake. So next up is hammer off. Hammer off is going to be simple as well. Now, we're going to avoid the nas and the poise and the emojis, mainly because I remember vaguely how to do all of that. I don't feel like it's necessary. So hammer on. Now we have a hammer. Let's do hapu off. Hapu on. All right, Hapu's good. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things to go. And then a little bit more after that. So next up is shorts. We're just gonna call them shorts off. Same deal as this. The majority of what we're waiting for now is just for Unity to execute. So these ones are jersey shorts. That's good. Shorts on. And then shorts actually on this time. Voila, shorts are good. So next we're gonna do sickle off. I'm going slowly crazy. Alrighty, sickle. Did we already do sickle off? No, okay. So next we do sickle on. Add property. Let's dirt all that on. Now we got ourselves a sickle. What's the next one on the list? I already forgot. Socks. Socks off. There's some socks. Socks are off. Socks on. Let's turn the socks on this time, and the socks are on. So next up we have ourselves suit off. Come on, I believe in you. So then we go suit, game object is active, and then we'll do suit on, and then we'll do the same thing. Game object is active, but when we're putting them on off, of course, they're not active. That's just the button I'm pressing. So suit on, game object is active, but this time we actually check it. Whenever you want it on, you make sure that both of these points are checked active. That way it actually toggles on. So the last two things are top and Volca. And then we can do the rest of the stuff in the animator. So this one is top off. So we're gonna do top, and then we're gonna go here, top on, add property. Top is active, and then let's make it active. Alrighty, and then Volca off. And then we've got the Volca off. and then let's do it again. Volca on. Volca, come on. No, no, don't do that to me. Okay, that's fine. And then on. And then on. And then that should be everything for now. We'll add more to this model at a different date for sure. But I think that's good for there. Now we still need to set this guy up, but we'll do that. But all of our animations are here. We have the ability to toggle everything off and on now. So we might as well make this a little easier on ourselves and sort out some of the things that we need to sort out. So first thing, let's just do this real quick. Our eye. Let's see. This should be fine right about here. Left hand will also... Now, for the hands, you should do a few things. I'm not great with the hands myself, in the sense of setting these guys up. So, yes, I'd still follow my example, but you can set your hands up better than I've just done it. It's just what makes sense for me right now. That's going to be the seat. It's in a good enough spot. And then these are the laser pointers. Basically, when you want to click on stuff, this is where it comes from. So you want to make sure that this is on your fingertip. This is on my fingertip. Let's just make it a little better. Okay, 90. Whoops, wrong axis. 90. Since we're not at a perfect 90-degree angle anyway, we're going to need to change it. Let's see. Why is it rotating like that? That is strange. Well, that works out either way. It's close enough. But there we go. That's that. That should work. So let's do the rest of this. As much as I would like to get to the other avatars in this video, we're at an hour and 12 minutes long, which would make this the single longest video I've ever uploaded. And this is after prepping all of the avatars. This is just how much work goes into getting something even as simple as this to, actually go. And it's not that avatar creation is hard necessarily, but there's a lot that goes into it. So, made duster, this guy's set up right, yep. Banhammer, that's set up right. Let's do monster subs. Gonna need to go to our animations, and then where is monster off, monster on. We're not gonna be fancy, let's just get through the transition stage. And then for this guy, it is monster subs, true, monster subs, false, 0, off, and then there's that. Cigar is next. Where's Cigar? Where have you gone? Ah, there it is. Just gonna do this, make transition, ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum. All right, was this set up right? Because I don't think this was set up right, if I'm being entirely honest. The more that I'm looking at this, it's not toggling, which means the collar off and on animation's probably wrong. because it should be toggling right there and it's not. So realistically, I mean, if we want to, we can make one real quick. Where is it located? I don't want to, I'm gonna be real, but I can tell it's not working. So for the sake of the video, since it's already way longer than I've tried to make this video multiple times now. Every time I've made it, it's either been extremely long or not detailed enough. So we might as well just full send. This would be the most comprehensive video, technically speaking, in terms of massive loop development. So I guess I can't really complain. I would have the longest video in terms of creation. And what I'm showing off, while all of it may be relatively repetitive in a lot of ways, I still think it's helpful and useful to show off especially. So now that we've done this, okay. Alrighty, let's chuck this guy off. Let's delete these guys, and then we're gonna put ourselves 2 new ones. Off, on. Transition, transition. See, this is probably what happened with the other model that we were messing with in the previous video. I was using everything that was already, that came with the model for the most part. So we probably encountered that issue, and that's probably why one of the toggles isn't working. So let's do the body pillows next, because that's what I clicked on. These transition states, they don't have to look pretty. To be fair, I'm not gonna make them look pretty. It's not that I don't care, but it doesn't matter. At least to me. So let's see. Off, on, transition, ba-dump, 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 and then there, and then body pillow 2, greater, and then body pillow 2, false, and then exit time off. There we go. And then horse is, this one should be off, this one should be on. And then for this one, it's here. This one is false, and then here. Nep Katana, let's get that out of the way. This one is for off, this one is for on, so let's make these states. Nepkana, true, Nepkana, false, 0. Okay, onward to bro next. Bro off, bro on, make transition, check that, go to 0, check that. Go to bro, make sure it's true. Conditions, go to bro, make sure it's false. Check that, go to 0. And then we're gonna head over to edgy pants next. That's on, so let's go to edgy pants because that one's off even though the title is wrong. We're gonna fix the transitions. There we go. There we go. Edgy pants, true. Conditions, edgy pants, false. Alright, glasses are next up on the list. Glasses off, glasses on, make transition, off. Alright, glasses on. Glasses false. Change that, we're good. Let's move on to hammer next. Hammer off, hammer on. Make transition, Okay, next up, hammer, true, hammer, false, 0, 0. Okay, we're moving on to Hapu now. Hapu off, Hapu on, make transition, exit time, duration to 0, conditions need to be true, and then condition needs to be false. Correct. Okay, good. From there, let's move on to shorts. Where are shorts? Sickle, shorts off, shorts on. Same exact deal. Off, 0, condition, shorts. Where are the shorts? Jersey shorts, true. Same deal here, jersey shorts. False, and then we're gonna go check this, check that. Moving on to sickle off, sickle on, make transition, off, 0, condition, sickle, true, condition, sickle, false. Has exit time 0, transition duration 0. Let's move on to socks next. Socks off, socks on. We're going to do the same deal with the transitions, same exact deal with everything else. Now, if your conditions are not set properly, your shit just isn't going to toggle. So make sure that your conditions and especially the spelling is exact. Otherwise, you're going to run into trouble. So let's turn suit off, suit on, make transition, change that. Press this, press that, change the condition to true and false. This one's suit, so we need it to be false. Same with it has exit time, turn that off. Okay, let's move on to top next. So top off, top on. Same exact deal with the transition states. Top off, true. Conditions, top false. Okay, that leaves Volca off, on, make transition. Ba-dum-bump, Volca, greater, I mean true, not greater. And then Volca, false. There we go. All the weight should be good. All of these guys should be good. It's not pretty by any means, but that should be good. So we should have everything set up properly. Let's log in real quick. Nani? Avatar descriptor component. Make sure that the root. This is the root. Oh, maybe the animator's fucking with it. That what? Oh, wait. No. Don't tell me. Is it? I'm not sure I like what I'm looking at now. What that tells me is, that's a problem. For anyone who doesn't know what I'm encountering right now, I'm not a very happy camper. That's gonna be a pain in my ass. Yeah, that's gonna be a pain in my ass. So the way that this avatar is set up is a little funky. but I think I can deal with it. Let's just see real quick what the damage is like. Now, everything that I've done up until this point is correct. The reason it's not wanting to upload is because of the way that the package is formatted. This is a problem for a lot of reasons. So we would prefer this to be as the parent as like the actual prefab. It would be nice if this was its own prefab. So there are a few ways that I can think of potentially solving this issue, but to be entirely fair, it's a pretty big problem. If you see what I mean, that's the problem I'm getting at. It wants the prefab itself to have everything accurate to what we just did in this environment, which is not a good thing. That's not something I should have to be dealing with by any means, shape, or form. It should just be going without a hitch. Yeah. Since this isn't the root of the prefab, it doesn't matter what I've done. Yeah, that's kind of what I was worrying about. Yeah. Okay. So, I think... Is there angry scripts here too? Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of angry scripts. This is exactly what I meant by cleaning it all up. This is exactly what I meant by reshooting this video multiple times. Like, mini-map prefab shouldn't even exist right now. We've went in and cleaned all of these up already. So now there shouldn't be any other errors immediately popping up, which means autosave should be good. Okay. So next, let's save it. Let's just outright do that. Okay. It worked. So you can still apply overrides without an issue. I had a mini heart attack. I'm not gonna lie. So that means we should be good now. Yes. The longest video I've ever recorded. Just ever. Like, the longest one-shot go. All for one avatar. We'll look at the other ones, but I don't think we're gonna finish those in this video. I think I'll do those in separate, smaller videos. I think we'll do that. I'm tired of remaking this, to be entirely fair. We ran into a lot of issues with it, so. Unlocked shader was found and will not be included in the build. This will cause pink mixture. That's upsetting because I haven't locked any of the shaders. It used to just automatically lock. So if that's the case, we're gonna have a lot of pink. Make sure that you lock all of your shaders. But while it's doing that, let's go look at Negro real quick. This one shouldn't be too hard. Oh. Come on. You got this. You got, well, I guess not. Let's look at May real quick. Okay, I don't know what I clicked on. She has basically everything set up right off the bat, I think. She does. These toggles aren't gonna be good enough. I'll have to redo her toggles. Which, to be fair, I've already had to do her model or her toggles once. This one's a lot simpler. I wouldn't allow most modifications, like you could change that, but even then, it's not too much. If the animations are already set up, then that's easy. They're not set up the way that I want them. Since this video's already gone on for way longer than it should have, and this is like my 4th time trying to make it, we're gonna look at the other 2 avatars in a separate video. That way we can actually get those guys sorted out and done. But let's head over to Massive Loop real quick while it's doing that. So yeah, the other 2 models, as much as I want to get them done in this particular video, I want to do a, one shot all the way through. Just, you get to see the whole process raw outside of like the bare minimum cleanup. And when I say bare minimum cleanup, obviously that's not a fair assessment of the situation. I had to do a lot of cleanup, but you get to see, hey, there's a shitload of toggles and there's a lot of stuff going on. This is kind of how it's going to be when you have that much stuff. So let's check out the avatar. I don't know which one it's currently under. I think it's under this one. Was it under Blaze Creek? I think so. Am I in? Let's see. If I'm purple, I'll show you how to fix that. I'm so dead. You're so helpful, baby. The reason it's purple is because you need to lock in all of your shaders. If you don't lock in all of your shaders before uploading, it's gonna be like, hey, what the fuck? So make sure you lock all of your shaders. As for why the arms are spazzing out, that is a little confusing to me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna assume the arms are just bugging out because of not because of anything that I did wrong or that's wrong with ML. I think it's just a bug with the locomotion that I use. Okay. Let's lock all of the shaders. I got so spooked by the override earlier. Okay. Oh, the reason for the arms spazzing out is because of dynamic bones. That's why the arms were spazzing out, I think. I probably need to look through and update the, come on, there we go. I need to look through and make sure that these circles aren't messing with anything important, but I'm assuming that's why the arms are being funky. I look like a bird. Alright, now that that's all done, we should be able to upload and fix it. But like I said, we're going to leave the other avatars alone. We're not going to touch them this time around. Since this main avatar took an hour and a half, and that's after, you know, doing a bunch of cleanup process and making sure that shit wasn't super fucked. This model as well, like, I've attempted to make this video 3 times, right? Or 4 times, depending on how you look at it. And regardless, it always ends up being over an hour. With basically any model with over 20 toggles that you have to do everything from like scratch, you're gonna spend an hour or 2 doing it. And there's no real way to put it other than you're gonna have to sit there and do the work. It's just how it is. Now, what unlocked shader? There shouldn't have been any unlocked shader. Oh. That's gonna be for, I know what the issue is. We're not gonna worry about that. I'll fix it off camera. The unlocked shader applies to the feather duster and the banhammer. Come on. But yeah, always lock your shaders if you're using Poyomi. But as long as it's working in game, in the sense of like it's physically textured, it's all working fine, that's good for me, and that's good enough for me. The locomotion being funky is probably straight up because of the locomotion I generally use. And there we go. Let's just double check real quick to make sure that the issue is resolved. It's gonna be a couple of these guys, right? Yeah. So yeah, just in general, make sure to lock your shaders, but the important thing right now is mid toggles. Here's the other version. I'm still a bird. Some of the dynamic bones are a little funky, I can tell that much. But what I'm noticing most is that the camera itself isn't properly seated, which, to be entirely fair, oh. What? Oh, wait. What? What? The fuck? I'm not crazy, right? The fuck? So that's why everything's busted, but why did it all reset? To be entirely fair, I had this project completely reset when I was trying to film it earlier, so I guess I shouldn't be too surprised that stuff breaks. But this is a pretty good example of how Unity development goes. Everything's great, everything looks great, and then something just doesn't work. Or something just outright breaks like it just has. Okay, let's... Why is... There we go. This needs to be 90 minus 90, not 90 down. Okay, that's good. Let's take the seat anchor. And then let's take the laser starts. I'm really not sure why it did that, but that's why the arms are all funky. And that's why the viewpoint's all funky. Otherwise, I think the model itself is great. But you can really see that as great as Unity is, you're still gonna run into the most like random stuff. Come on. Alright, so that looks terrible. That's better. Honestly, how should that go? That should go like this. Let's do minus 90 again. And then we won't do a hard 90 rotation because it's not a hard 90 rotation. Okay. That was hell. That made me like spooked as hell for a minute. I'm not sure what would have even caused all of this stuff to just reset magically like that. And there's another unlocked shader. Fuck. That's fine. I'm a bird. Clothing. Let's just try bro. Okay, yeah. It does work. We're gonna hop off of this avatar real fast. Let's swap to the... This version's broken. The shaders are broken on it. Come on. Let's say 5 hours. Does that really say 5 hours? There we go. But yeah, this is creation in Unity. It's a long process, especially when everything doesn't go right and you spend 2 days to make a 30-minute like clip of you getting everything just right. Okay, it's uploaded. Still showing as pink, but that's fine. It's not gonna be pink as long as it updated properly to the server. Come on. There we go. My arms are right, my proportions are right. So one thing I'm noticing, I fucked up the root structure at some point. As you can tell, there's like an issue with the yeah, that's easily fixable though. Because if you look at the way that all of the little pins are currently set up to the hair, they're all binded to the wrong individual pieces. So the way that you fix something like that, if they're all tied specifically to just the hair root itself, then it would make sense why they're wiggling like this. Now granted, if you're in VR, this is less of a problem. But if you directly parent each of your pins or whatever it is to the actual root hairpiece that they should be attached to, this won't happen. But because the pins that are moving wildly aren't actually like properly parented, they're just like loosely attached, this is why you see that. Now, it can be fixed and I'll fix this later, but since that's not technically part of the video itself, I'm not going to worry about it. So, emotes, let's see, clothing, jersey pants, they work. Socks work, hapu. Collar is pink, but that's fine, we'll fix that. Jersey, bro, pants, top, suit. Some of the... I'm noticing that there are some like subtle issues, but that's fine. Those are more so like glasses, cigar. Hey, the cigar works. Perfect. And then toys. That works even though you can't see it. Banhammer works even though it's pink. Monster works pink. Duster, Volca, Sickle, Hammer. So again, the reason why everything's pink is because if you're like me and you forget to lock in your Poyomi shaders, then, well, um, it's not gonna work. But just lock in your shaders and you're good. Honestly, I think that's the entire process that I could realistically show you. This video is the longest that I've made so far, and I know it's a one shot, so that's partially why. But we'll clean up the avatar itself, and I'll make a separate video for the other two avatars. So, thanks everybody for watching, but we're gonna call it here, and hopefully you made it this far. I think we went over literally everything that we could, to be entirely fair, and how to resolve any of the problems that we have encountered. And while the avatar itself may not be 100% finished, in terms of like, hey, why is that pink, or why are these little bits floating, the actual parts that I wanted to show you are functioning. Like the dynamic bones work, my tail's dynamic bones work, all of the toggles work. But the entire process for an avatar with upwards of 20 toggles and doing it all by hand, it's gonna take you around 2 hours. That's give or take how long it takes me whenever I'm working on an avatar with this many toggles. Now granted, you have to work on dynamic bones too, but no matter what, there's definitely a lot to learn from this video and a lot to take from it. Now, while I didn't mention locking in your shaders and so on and so forth, the majority of people watching that use Poyomi or otherwise as their primary shader would already know to do that, and it straight up warns you that it'll turn pink. So, but yeah, overall, I'd say this was pretty successful, even though it was 2 hours long. So I'm sorry that it was that long, but this is probably the most comprehensive and detailed video in regards to avatar creation for Massive Loop. So we'll take it on a high note and say that this is good. But check back again probably the day after this video comes out for a video on the other two avatars that I was planning to include on this one. Now I'm gonna keep them in the thumbnail, but yeah. Thanks everybody for watching. Attempt number 4 is going to be considered the success, and we're going to use this take. So it'll probably be out before the next trivia. I'm not sure. It'll depend. But thanks everybody for watching. I know it was long. I'm sorry. But I'll make it up to y'all with another video in a couple of days on the other two avatars. Since those ones are a lot simpler, it's going to be a lot easier to go through the entire thing and actually, you know, make it quick. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in a few days. Bye-bye.